Actually, it's not really live. It will be.
All right. So please, eyes on your board. Eyes on the board. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know what you're doing, now is the best time to learn. I'm going to show you a new technique. Okay? Yesterday I said the biggest focus, I don't care what method you use. Some kids switch signs. You switch signs. Some kids said, you know, if we have the two negatives together, they get married and it's a positive thing. Okay? Whatever you want to use, I don't care what it is. The most important thing that everyone should do before they begin is understand what they're doing. So when I look at this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this part right here. Okay? And I don't mean absolute value here when I do this. But what this is telling me is that I'm subtracting a positive number. Okay? So I automatically know that we subtract a positive number. Which way do we move on the number line? Louder?
Left.
Left. So I'm going to start at -4, and I'm moving this way. And that's important. So right now, I know my answer has to be less than -4. You want to know the most common incorrect answer that kids have? They'll say either 3 or -3. And we can avoid this mistake. We can avoid the mistake by looking at what are we supposed to do right here? Subtract the positive. So we're starting at -4, and we have to get smaller. 3 is not smaller than -4. -3 is not smaller than -4. We have to move 7 units to the left of -4. And our answer becomes -11. So before you start your problem, understand which way you're going. Now, some kids, if you're a sign switcher, the sign switchers do this. They say, I can take the opposite here and make it plus. Oh, sorry, I got to erase that. A little bit delayed reaction right now. But they say, I can do this, and I can say this is plus, and I take the opposite here and say 7, and then they just combine them and go like that. If you do it, fine. I don't care. But I do want you to understand what is the problem saying. And understand in which direction we're going. Whether you subtract a positive or add a negative, you are moving to the left. And you need to understand. So I would encourage every one of you on your benchmark on Tuesday. I am going to be absolutely excited if I see kids drawing the arrows and showing which way they go. And so kids, I will have this video up for you tonight. If you want to go back and double check, please do. Okay? If you want to review it before your benchmark Monday night, please do. All right, number 2, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to say, I don't care about 7 right now. In fact, I'm going to even cover up 7, because I don't really care. What am I doing? In which direction am I going? Subtracting negatives. What happens when we subtract negatives? Which way do we go? No.
Right.
Listen, it's the opposite. If subtracting positives, we go to the left. Subtracting a negative, we have to do the opposite, so we go to the right. Okay? Now I can go back and look at my number and say, I'm starting at 11, or 7. And I am going to the right. And I'm going to the right 12 units. Does that make sense to everybody? So now it doesn't really matter about signs. I know which direction I'm going. I can get to where I need to, and my destination is 19. Okay? Now, you know, for the sign switcher, some kids said, you know, when you have two negatives that are together like this, they get together and have a happy marriage, which is a positive thing, and they do 7 plus 12. There's other kids that just see the two negatives right away and they automatically go like this. Plus, whoops, I'm on my delay thing. Get this out of here. And plus. And so this is a 7 plus a positive 12. Some kids do that. But if you're going to be a sign switcher, know why you are. And that's because when we subtract negatives, we have to move to the right on the number line. We okay with that? Yeah. Okay. So today, when you get your homework quiz back, if you got a 1 out of 2 or a 0 out of 2, before we start multiplication and division, you have to do those 6 problems. You have to check them with me. And I don't care if you say, well, Mr. Martin, I just made a silly error. I don't care. Don't do the silly errors on those 6 that you have to show me. We're looking to master this.